Okay, so Johnson & Johnson interview coming up, huh? That's a big deal. Good for you for really prepping for this one. They don't mess around with their interviews.
Right.
But you sent over this how to become video, and we've got your back. So let's really deep dive into this thing.
Yeah, this video is great for the basics, but we want to get you to stand out, right? So let's look at how to take these tips to the next level.
Totally. Like anyone can say team player, but how do you actually show that in a way that matters to Johnson & Johnson specifically?
Exactly. That's where really getting their values, their mission, that's where it gets interesting. This isn't just checking boxes on the job description anymore. It's got to be about what matters to them.
So no, just rattling off skills, you got to connect it to the big picture, to Johnson & Johnson's goals.
Right. I mean, think about it. Johnson & Johnson, they're all about improving global health.
Mm-hmm.
Website, mission statements, even like the product packaging, it's all about this idea. So how do you fit into that as someone they might hire? How do you show that connection?
Okay. So like instead of saying I'm a data analysis whiz, it's more like at my last job, I used data to spot trends in how patients were taking their meds, and that actually helped improve outcomes.
Boom, there you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You took a skill, made it matter to Johnson & Johnson. You showed you can do it, but also that you get their whole patient well-being thing.
Okay, I'm seeing it now. It's like talking their language, proving you've thought about how your skills fit into what they care about.
Exactly. And it's more than just repeating their mission statement, you know? It's got to be genuine. Why does global health matter to them? What are their struggles? And then how do you come in with your skills to be the answer?
Good point. It's like showing them you did your research. You're not just looking for any job. You want in on something bigger.
Exactly. That genuine interest, that's what can make or break you in an interview, especially a tough one. Now, the video mentions career goals, but I think we can unpack that a bit more, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, nobody goes into an interview hoping to stay in the exact same role for the next 20 years.
All right. And Johnson & Johnson knows that. They want people who are ambitious, ready to learn and grow within the company. So when they hit you with those 5 years from now, where do you see yourself? Questions. Think big. Don't be afraid to.
So not just, I want to climb the ladder, but maybe I'm interested in leading a team that focuses on sustainable packaging solutions for your products. Something tied into their overall goals.
Yes. Now you're talking. That's music to a hiring manager's ears. That shows you're not just thinking about your own little path. You're thinking about how your growth helps them in the long run.
Okay, got it. It's about showing them that you're invested in their success, just as much as your own.
Precisely. Now let's switch gears to something that often trips people up in interviews. Those inevitable conflict resolution questions.
Oh yeah, nobody likes to admit they've butted heads with a coworker, but it's bound to come up at some point, right?
Absolutely. And while it's tempting to pretend you've never had a disagreement in your life, that's just not realistic. Look, everyone faces conflict at some point in their careers, right? The important thing is to show you can handle it maturely and make it a positive thing.
So should I have a specific story ready? Like a time I disagreed with a coworker, but we talked it out, found common ground, and things turned out well.
That's a great strategy. Having a concrete example shows you've not only thought about conflict, but you've actually dealt with it successfully.
And it's not about like never disagreeing,
Right.
because that never happens.
Yeah.
It's more about showing you can be strong with your own ideas, but also work with others.
Exactly. You got to own your viewpoint, but respect theirs too, right?
Mhm.
And sometimes that means finding a totally new solution that everyone's happy with.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, the How to Become video mentioned things like hobbies.
Hmm.
And I got to admit, at first I was like, really? They care about that. But now I'm thinking, what's the strategy there?
I love that you brought that up. And you're right, it might seem kind of random, but think about it. Johnson & Johnson wants people who fit their culture. And what you do in your free time, that says a lot about who you are.
So, like, if I love volunteering for a group that helps with health in underprivileged communities, that'd probably score points, right?
Absolutely. Shows you care about making a difference, which matches their whole mission. Plus, it shows social responsibility, which they value a lot.
So it's not just listing hobbies, it's picking ones that show I'm a good fit for Johnson & Johnson.
Bingo. It's like your hobbies are part of your story, and that story should back up everything else you're saying about your skills and experience.
Okay, I see the bigger picture now. Now, this one feels like a classic problem solving.
Yeah.
How do you recommend making that answer really stand out?
It's all about how you think, right? Anyone can say they solve problems, but how do you do it? Have some good examples ready to go, and that'll make you shine.
So instead of I'm a problem solver, I should walk them through a specific time I saw a problem, figured it out, came up with solutions, and then actually made it work.
You got it. And don't be shy about the details. What were the tough parts? What choices did you make? What was the impact? They want to hear it all.
Like, paint them a picture, right? Make them feel like they were there with you, figuring it all out.
Yes. Now, time for the one everyone dreads, the "tell me about a time you failed" question. It's scary, but if you handle it right, it can really work for you.
Ugh, those get me every time. Like, am I supposed to pretend I've never messed up?
Of course not. Everyone messes up. It's what makes us human. But the best candidates, they own their mistakes, learn from them, and come out stronger on the other side.
So it's not about hiding failures. It's about showing what you learned.
Exactly. Think of a time you had a setback at work. What did it teach you? How'd you use that lesson later?
Okay, so say I didn't get a promotion. I could talk about how I asked for feedback, worked on what I needed to, and then next time there's an opportunity, I was ready.
Exactly. That shows self-awareness, resilience, a desire to improve. Any company, especially Johnson & Johnson, they love to see that in someone.
Yeah, it's like they say, sometimes you got to fall flat to learn how to really fly, right?
Yeah,
I like that. Owning a mistake the right way can actually be a good thing.
100%. It shows you're mature, self-aware, all that good stuff that matters in a workplace. Now, this next tip from the video, it's about you taking charge in the interview, asking smart questions.
Right. Don't just sit there and make them tell you stuff, show them you're thinking. What kind of questions are we talking here?
This is where you go deeper than "what's it like to work here?" Okay. You want to know about specific things they're doing, projects, challenges, especially ones that match the job or Johnson & Johnson's whole mission.
So, like, if I'm into their sustainability stuff, I could ask about ways to get involved with that, even if it's not the main part of the job.
Exactly. Shows you're already thinking ahead, how you can contribute beyond just the basic job description. Plus, it shows you really care about what they value.
It's like saying, I'm not here to just clock in and out. I want to be part of something bigger.
Exactly. And it's not just what you ask, it's how you ask it. Be engaged, be curious, show them you've been really listening the whole time.
So, big picture time. What's the one thing you want our listener to remember as they get ready to rock this Johnson & Johnson interview?
Honestly, remember, it's not about checking boxes off a list. It's about showing them you, your skills, why you connect with what they're about, how you'll help them succeed. Be real, be ready, and be yourself. That's the most important.
Love it. This deep dive has been awesome. Seriously, learned a lot prepping with you. And to our listener out there getting ready to wow Johnson & Johnson, good luck. We know you've got this.